Good morning, everybody. Get started in another minute or so here. There we go. All righty. Ready to get it started here. All righty. Good morning or good day, wherever you're at in your day. Gonna get some good movement going here. First things first, if anything causes pain, definitely stop the exercise or find a modification that works for you. None of this should be painful, sometimes a little discomforting or maybe a little bit unpleasant as we're pushing through ranges of motion, but shouldn't be pain really. Again, if you have any questions with any of these, a good thing to do is to follow up maybe after to find modifications that might be best for you if something doesn't work. A lot of different intensities you can bring to the workout today. Big thing is you just find what you're looking for. Sometimes this can be a warm up for another exercise, or maybe this is your workout itself. I'm gonna start out with a neck car. So a lot of our exercises are mobility oriented. This is gonna be working on neck range of motion. We're gonna go through different cars today. Yeah, you'll follow along. If this is your first time, just do your best here. So starting out, you can be standing. I'm gonna be on my knees just for camera's sake here. Okay, gonna start with a chin tuck. It's almost like we're making a double chin. The crown of the head might lift a little bit. Okay, from here, you're gonna think about a crane coming off of our nose. Just gonna slowly roll our head forward until our neck can't really roll forward anymore. From here then, you're gonna look over your shoulder as far as you can as you rotate your head to one side. Once you can't look any farther over your shoulder, you're gonna dip the eyebrows or your temple towards the ground and then start to slowly arch backwards here. As you arch back now, lift the chin and your nose up towards the ceiling to make sure we don't compress the back of your neck. Then you're gonna look over your other shoulder, kind of dipping the head and scraping your chin across your chest, back to the center here. We'll come back up to the top position, gonna go the other direction. Big thing to notice too is that the shoulders stay relaxed. A lot of times we can get tense or start to move other parts of our body. Maybe you need to sit on your hands. That's one thing that can help, or just put your hands in your pockets or next to your sides. Okay, again, we'll start with a chin tuck and roll forward, get that crane coming off of your nose. Chin scrapes across your chest, looking over your shoulder as far as you can. Once you can't look anymore, we're gonna dip the top of the head or the temple down and start to arch backwards. Again, chin and nose lifted up towards the sky, making sure we avoid compressing the neck, looking over your other shoulder and scraping the chin across your collarbone back to the center. Rolling up, we're gonna do one more each direction. So this should be nice and slow in control. As we're doing these cars, really wanna make sure that we take our time and explore these ranges of motion. Again, not going into pain, but trying to find your outer range of motion and groove it. Make this extra controlled and really taking your time to squeeze out all those ranges of motion that we have. Again, chin tuck to start, rolling forward, looking over your shoulder. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. And dip the top of the head towards the ground as we start to arch backwards. And chin and nose lifted up towards the ceiling, looking over your other shoulder and dipping towards the ground, scraping forward here. Awesome, there we go. Gonna come into some wrist rotations now. This is similar to cars. I like doing both at the same time. This is more like exercise called magnetic wrists, okay? So starting, imagine like we got magnetic bracelets on your wrists and they're gonna stay glued together the whole time. Okay, we're just gonna start with some wrist rolls. So let's open the hands and start to roll the thumbs towards each other, then pushing the thumbs away towards your pinkies, okay? Wrists start to roll. You notice obviously my arms start to compensate so that I can keep these wrists together here. Just taking your time with this, trying to feel like those wrists are magnetized together here. Taking your time with this one. Can be kind of tricky for the brain a little bit, really. We're just doing some wrist circles together here. If need be, you can just do one wrist circle at a time. Do a couple more this direction, then we'll switch sides. There we go. Gonna hit a lot of different joints today individually. I'm also gonna start to put some of that together into whole body movements as we progress. So super important that we do things like brushing and flossing for our joints. It's reverse directions once we finish this last rep here, okay? So you notice at the top here, my finger or my thumbs are kind of pressed away, really trying to open up those wrists. Okay, we'll reverse from here now. Coming back, and from here, thumbs really point away from each other, okay? Yeah, think about, we brush and floss our teeth regularly because we know that if we want to have teeth and mouth health for a long time, to adapt to the modern day human living so long, well, we got to take care of it. Same thing with our joints. If we're just waiting till they hurt to do something, well, a lot of times that's too late. It's good to stay proactive and keep our joint health as a daily practice here. It's a lot of what we go through is hitting joints by joint. But again, got to have some fun with it too and apply it to more real life, more like functional type movements here. Last circle here. There we go. You'd like to do a couple more. Definitely okay to sit there, do a couple more. Okay, as you're ready, you're gonna go on to some hip rotations now. So you're gonna start seated, feet a little bit wider than hip width. Adjust as needed. Some people need it a little bit wider, some people need a little bit narrower. Also, if you have pinching here, you can come back onto your elbows. Otherwise, upright, tall spine, you're gonna work on rotating through our hips here, okay? So notice I'm rotating my upper leg, but I'm thinking about the knee pressing towards the ground on either side of this rotation. So here, my knee is obviously pressing the ground on the outside, opposite on the inside here. Important that we don't just rush through this. This isn't meant to be a lot of rotations. It's meant to slowly control this motion and open. Kind of find your end range here and press into a little bit. Press that knee towards the ground to feel a little bit of stretch through the hip. Okay, if you feel like one side is pretty good and you don't need a whole lot of opening up here, or you feel like it's already pretty loose this morning, good time to go on to the other side. And a lot of these exercises are for you to check in with yourself and see how we might be asymmetrical side to side. I'm gonna switch sides myself here. But yeah, as you work on one side of your body and then the other side, you get good insight as far as asymmetries you might have, and also then the things you can do to address that yourself. These are some really important ranges of motion to go through here. Get internal and external hip rotations are usually the first thing that are lost in people that need hip replacements. So by grooving this every day, we can really help our hip health, give ourselves the best chance to keep these real hips as long as we can. There we go. We're maybe keeping that second hip as long as we can. It doesn't matter where we're at. Working on getting blood flow, getting these muscles active. A couple more here. Again, check in with each side. Now kind of alternating, doing a couple on each side, just seeing how the difference is side to side. Okay, and spending a couple moments just working on a side that maybe needs more work, or if you feel pretty balanced, just again doing a couple each side, and we're moving on here. Gonna progress now. If you'd like to stick with this one, awesome, totally cool. If you're ready to move a little bit more, get a little bit more muscle activity, you're gonna come to this 90-90 position. So from here, front leg is at 90 degrees, back leg is at 90 degrees as well, okay? I'm gonna start by propping up on your elbow. So notice if my right leg's in front, I'm on my right elbow here. Gonna make sure that we're pulled away from the ground. We don't start to dip or sag here. Almost like we're in a plank. Want to stay nice and long through the spine and tight through here, rigid. Okay, from here, just gonna simply lift our front foot off the ground, keeping the knee on the ground. And super important as we do this, that we don't dip towards the ground to get that motion. Rather keep the hips up or keep the side up, just working on slowly lifting that foot off the ground. If this isn't feasible for you right now, prop your knee up. You can put a shoe under there, a couple books or a yoga block, something just to lift your knee, give yourself a little bit of assistance. And we want to be able to keep the knee down and lift the foot. What we're doing here is we're rotating the foot or the hip joint actually. The same range of motion we were just going through now from a little bit different position. Okay, we're gonna go a couple more here. Here we go, just taking your time. Again, it's not like a lift off and let it fall to the ground. Really want to control it up and then control on the way down. Should be able to just set it down softly to the ground here. Okay, again, if we're having to dip towards the ground, want to be a little more focused here. There we go. Okay, from here, we're going to stay in the same position. You go to the back leg now. So same idea applies to the torso, but now we're going to lift the back foot off the ground. And keeping this back knee down as we just slowly lift that foot off the ground. Again, what we're doing here is we're working hip rotation. Okay, so you'll feel this upper leg is actually going to rotate when we come through here. There we go. A couple more here. Good time to maybe check in with your breathing. Maybe I came on a little intense today, or maybe you were expecting to do some breathing exercise. That's how we start out a lot. Sometimes we also hit joints right away and work more on breathing just naturally, trying to keep your breath flowing. Good time to check in. So we're doing a little bit less complex exercise here. There we go. Let's get 2 more here. There we go. Lift off, down. Okay, gonna switch sides now. So same thing on our other side. So now I got my left leg in front. Again, here, not sagging towards the ground, but thinking about, keeping this space between our side and the ground. Again, if we need to, you can prop that front leg up. Otherwise, just gonna work through some light rotations here. There we go. Good work, you guys. Nice, easy breathing here. There we go. There we are. Keep breathing here. Tuning in. Again, this isn't going to be crazy sexy of an exercise, but super important if we want to do anything else with our body intentionally and have movement health. I don't care if you're a power lifter or if you're a 90-year-old grandma. These are things that we can work through to kind of, like I said, brush and flossing for our joints. How do we regularly maintain our joint health? Super important to stay proactive, to spend some time grooming little ranges of motion like this. Get a couple more here. Again, controlling that lift off, controlling down here. Making sure here, staying put, not really moving as we rotate through our hip joint here. So 2 more. There we go. Awesome. Gonna come to the back leg, same position. I'm just moving so you can see me. Okay, gonna work on lifting that back leg off the ground here. Keeping the knee down. Again, if we need, you can prop the knee up. Okay, otherwise just working on rotating this hip joint some. If this is too easy for you, you can hold at the top, maybe hold and squeeze that glutes a little bit, squeeze the outer hip. Otherwise, just again, getting some muscles active, taking our time, getting some blood flow going to our hip joints. Spending a little bit more time on the hips this morning. Good stuff. There we go. Keep breathing here. Let's do 4 more here. Again, if you need to, if you feel like you need to address some asymmetries here, these are some good exercises to spend some time. Maybe one of these motions you really couldn't get. It's a good time to slow it down and really put your mind's eye to those muscles we're working. There we go, last one, control down. Awesome. Again, grab drinks, take breaks as you need. I'm gonna make our way over onto our hands and knees, okay? Finding a position where your hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. From here, we're just gonna work on arching our back. So notice we can arch this way, and then we can also arch down. We're gonna go through these motions a lot slower though. We're gonna try to move 1 vertebrae at a time, starting with our tailbone here. Okay, so we'll start with a little bit of an arch in our low back, almost like we're making a cup or a bowl in our low back here. Okay, we're gonna start by moving the tailbone towards our nose, or kind of tipping the pelvis forward here. We should be backwards, I guess. Belly button up to the sky. Okay, thinking about sternum starts to suck up as well. The belly's pressed to the sky as we make our way to our mid back. And taking your time, really focusing 1 vertebrae at a time here. Give that upper back is pressed to the ceiling. Chin kind of tucks as well to make a big, almost like a half M shape here. We're gonna start to go the other direction now with our tailbone. So again, tailbone tips back, pelvis dumps forward, slowly letting the belly button to the ground, then upper abdomen starts to arch to the ground. Taking your time here now as we get to the mid back, thinking about if there's a laser shining off of your sternum, can we walk that up the ground in front of you? Maybe even up the wall, trying to really get that upper back to move, not just forcing the low back to jam a little bit more, rather really getting that upper back to start to arch or even flatten out here, okay? And finish, the eyes will look up a little bit, looking at the horizon, chin kind of tucks, getting that whole back to arch upwards here. One more each direction, nice and easy. Gonna tuck the tailbone forward, head relaxes, belly button starts to suck up towards the ceiling, upper abdomen driving up as well. Starting to tuck that sternum towards your belly button. Really driving that mid back up towards the ceiling. Taking your time, really trying to get that whole mid back to arch here. Upper back arching here. Chin kind of tucks. You thinking about nose and tailbone driving towards each other here. Take a deep breath here to kind of finish out that motion. Exhale. Let the head relax now. Let that tailbone start to tuck the other way. Tailbone dipping up towards the ceiling. Belly starts to arch to the ground. And slowly working your way up your spine here. Taking nice, easy breaths here, letting that rib cage move, letting your whole spine start to segment here. And as we get towards the upper back, thinking about if there's a laser shining off your chest or sternum, can I climb that up the wall in front of me? Really taking your time here with this, trying to get those upper back muscles involved. Again, not just arching through your low back, but getting your upper back, thinking about trying to flash that chest towards the wall in front of you without arching your low back anymore. Chin tucks, eyes to the horizon to finish. Good. Nice and easy, relax out of that, maybe shake it out a little bit. If this one's new to you and you felt like you weren't really able to zoom in, I encourage you to do another rep or two each way. Especially if this is your first time or you felt like you didn't really find those end ranges, really take your time. It should be about 15 to 20 seconds each rep there. Okay, from here, you're gonna stay on that hands and knees position. Okay, gonna work now on keeping our pelvis steady. So we just worked on arching both ways. Now we wanna find what is kind of like a middle position between those two. Okay, from here, tuck the toes under and press the toes into the ground a little bit. So we're a little bit more active. You're gonna just try to tense our belly a little bit. Okay, so as we get into some leg motions here, wanna make sure we don't just arch our low back by moving our leg. Rather, keeping this steady, keeping active here, driving the leg back behind us. Okay, so again, we're braced, core's a little bit tight, toes tucked under, ready to drive that leg back. You're gonna try to get the leg straight without arching our low back. We'll hold for about a 2 to 3 count, and then we'll bring the leg back. Noticing here, not moving much of our body at all except extending that leg back. Like I'm trying to bring the heel up towards the ceiling while keeping the leg straight. Should start to feel that glute contract a little bit. You can even put your focus onto that glute, squeeze, bringing it back. If you're not sure if you're moving your low back here, you can even place your opposite hand. So if I move my right leg, you can put your left hand to your low back and see, or maybe you get a mirror in front of you. Super important that we can control this. You only drive that leg back as far until we feel our low back wanting to arch here. Okay, there we go. I like to go on my fist sometimes to take a little tension off the wrist, something we can do as well here. And keeping breathing here. Nice and easy, drive that leg back behind, trying to feel that glute squeeze as we get that leg back behind us. There we go, gonna do 2 more on this side. There we go, last rep. Nice work. You're gonna be coming on the other side now. Same position again. If you need to, you can come down on your elbows as well. Obviously, if wrists are getting bothered by this. From here, again, just driving that leg back, trying to avoid that low back arching. There we go. Nice work, you guys. If you're in the Denver area, we're gonna be starting to do these classes live. Gonna be a very small group, obviously, to accommodate the restrictions, but yeah, gonna start doing some movement classes in person. So pretty excited. That'll be starting next weekend. This is gonna be my last full week of regular online classes. I'll keep some, but want to start to get transition more in class. There we go. Still have content coming out on the YouTube channel though. Gonna look at different cars videos and kind of progressing from there, giving different options. Again, as we drive back, trying to keep from arching that low back too much. Rather, can we stay pretty neutral through here? There we go. A couple more reps here. Nice, really squeezing that glute, locking it in, coming down. We got 2 more here. Last rep. Nice. There we go. Okay, good work. About halfway through, maybe a little bit over. Good time to take a drink if we need. I'm gonna stand up, shake it out a little bit. Okay, gonna come through some shoulder ranges of motion. So this is gonna be kind of like the cars. We're gonna do both sides together. So maybe a little less control, but still working on opening up. Okay, so we're gonna get some fists in both arms. I want to pretend now like we're actually moving through quicksand, or like we're giving ourselves some tension here to move through. Okay, we're gonna start. Let's rotate the thumbs inward. Okay, so from here, you're gonna drive both arms back behind you. Once you can't go anymore, you have to kind of lean forward. That's our end range here. From there, we're gonna rotate the arms outward. So thumbs start to rotate out and point out towards the ceiling. From here, both arms are gonna drive back, coming through as big of a circle as we can, keeping those arms back as far as we can until we get to the ears. From here, arms will cross, palms are now facing forward, pinkies reaching across the body. See how we finished here is opposite how we started. We started rotated in, we finished kind of coming across, rotated the other way. I'm gonna stay same direction for a couple of these now. So again, rotated in, arms come back till we hit that wall at the wall. Just gonna rotate the arms outward, squeezing back, those arms stay back behind us. Trying to keep the elbows straight as we get to the top. Biceps come towards the ears, kind of scraping across the cheeks now. As you notice, my pinkies come across the body, driving through. Try to stay at this tempo now, okay? Part of the control to this exercise, again, rotating in, last rep this direction. Part of the control here is going slow, forcing your body to really get muscles active. As we move slow, gives us an opportunity to feel more muscles and to use more muscles. Again, reaching back, you're making sure we're not just arching the low back to reach back, but same like the last exercise. Keep that core tight, reaching back as far as we can. Okay, at the top, pinkies rotate in, crossing the body here. There we go. Do a couple the other direction now. Okay, so we'll start out again here, pinkies across the body. And just cross your arms, doesn't matter which arm's in front. You're gonna come up, biceps scrape both cheeks. At the top, notice it's almost like we're dumping out cans here. So then you got double cans of water, dumping them out, reaching back behind you. Again, avoid arching that low back as best we can. Okay, gonna come one more rep. Again, pinkies forward, scraping across the body. Keep your belly tight now. Really fight to arch that low, or to not arch the low back as we reach up overhead. And once we're here, reach back behind and start to dump out the can here. Reach back, keep breathing here. Nice. Nice and easy now, it's gonna get some shoulder rolls, okay? So nice and easy, just taking the time, rolling your shoulders, get a couple less specific. Then we're gonna slow it down a little bit, coming up, back, really isolating these motions, and then straight down. You're putting your hands into your pockets here. One more that direction, let's come forward, up, back, down. Let's finish in the forward down position. Now let's reverse directions. So we should be forward and down. From here, let's try to bring those shoulders back without shrugging. Okay, from here, then we're gonna shrug, drive shoulders forward, drive shoulders down. Okay, one more that direction. Shoulders come back, up, forward, down. Shake it out. There we go. Good work. And another good time for a drink. When we're ready, gonna make our way back down to the ground. Gonna start to get our core rocking a little bit more and bring a little bit more focus to our breathing here. Okay, so we'll start on our back. Gonna have the knees bent here. Gonna tune into your low back. So obviously, as we're in that arching drill, that's one thing that we really want to control through a lot of these exercises, especially this next one now. As we progress into more difficulty, making sure the space under your low back here stays pretty neutral. Should be maybe an inch from the ground, give or take. You know, maybe half an inch there. We're pretty close, but not all the way flattened. From here, just gonna work on taking an inhale breath into our belly. Okay, so if you need feedback, you can press into your sides with your hand, or even putting a hand on your belly and a hand on your chest. Really what you want to feel is the belly hand expanding. Or if we're here, you're making like a C shape and pressing into our rib cage. As we breathe in, we start to expand laterally and even maybe into the low back a little bit. Taking some nice easy breaths, feeling the belly expand. Maybe intensifying this a little bit, getting ready. Imagine like we're at jogging pace right now. So it's nice, easy breathing, but again, you're not taking slow, deep breaths per se. Just expanding through this belly, through this lower rib cage. Exhaling, it starts to relax a little bit. As we're ready, gonna lift the feet off the ground, keeping the knees just past the hips towards our feet. From here, again, checking with your low back, seeing if your low back had to arch as you did that, or if we can keep it pretty flat to the ground. You know, again, just about an inch of space under the low back. From here, just working on breathing, just like we had worked on with our feet on the ground. Now we should have a little bit more pressure, tension in our core. Trying to expand, maybe even tighten the glutes a little bit, maybe getting your pelvic floor a little bit more active with this. Okay. Working on sustaining breath while our core is active. Super important that we can do both. If we can only breathe or keep our core, that's not very functional core strength. Again, we want to apply a lot of what we're doing here in this class into real life. Got to be able to breathe and keep the core under control here. A couple more breaths here. Maybe getting a little more intense with it. And take breaks as you need. If you feel any pressure on your low back, just let those feet down. One more deep breath otherwise. Let the feet down. There we go. Gonna work on that same core engagement now from our other position, kind of like a plank. Okay, we're gonna keep the knees on the ground for this plank though. So elbows are gonna come just in front of your shoulders. If you want more difficulty, you can drive them forward even more. Otherwise, just gonna start maybe an inch or two in front of your shoulders. From here, keeping the knees on the ground, we're slowly gonna pick the belly off the ground and then the hips come. Hips are gonna be just 4 to 6 inches from the ground here. Not too high, making sure we're not up here arching or rounding on our low back. Also making sure we're not sagging too much. Again, trying to come to that pretty neutral spine, same position we just worked on. Making sure we're not shrugging our shoulders into our ears either, okay? Same thing we did in the last exercise now, applying that breathing and trying to get the belly to expand, get the core to act through our breath and through the exhale. Doesn't matter where we're at in our breath cycle, got to be able to sustain that core strength here. Got about 20 seconds here left. There we go. And trying to expand the rib cage through each inhale. There we go. Take one more good breath. There we go. Again, take breaks as you need. Maybe good time to grab a drink. Otherwise, gonna put this right in kind of a circuit, okay? Legs bent, feet flat on the floor. Gonna extend one leg out. So we got like a left leg down here, right leg extended out. Gonna work on just rising this leg up here, okay? Just taking a couple of reps, little less impact, trying to keep the core active as we raise the leg here, okay? I like to make this a little more challenging by straightening the other leg. This is another option. If we're straightening the other leg now, keep that opposite leg grounded or pressed into the ground. The glute might even contract a little bit. From here, gonna raise this leg up as far as we can before we feel that low back starting to round, before we feel that opposite knee picking up from the ground. My right leg is moving, my left knee shouldn't really move. If it's coming off the ground, well, then I'm not doing the exercise right. I'm cheating and going past my actual range of motion here. Okay, just working on raising your leg up and keeping that opposite leg anchored. Okay, you can keep the knee bent or you can keep this opposite leg straight. There we go. So this is a great exercise to test your hip mobility in comparison to hip flexibility. So a lot of times you see people maybe take like a yoga strap and put it around their foot and just pull the foot up as high as they can. And they think they're exercising their mobility. That would be more flexibility. Something like this is mobility, saying, hey, how far can I actually move this joint on my own and control this range of motion? Okay, there we go. Gonna go through one more here. There we go. Switching sides here. So I'm gonna anchor my right leg. If need be, we can keep the knee bent. A little bit easier, a little bit tougher with the leg out. Again, this leg stays down, bringing that opposite leg up as high as we can control before this knee starts to lift from the ground. Here we go. Again, keep our breath rolling here. Got about, 8 more minutes of work today. Really tuning in, getting that core active. Keep breathing here, guys. There we are. And keeping that opposite leg anchored. The gluteus squeezed on that opposite side. Other leg staying pretty straight as we lift in the air here. There we go. Doing a lot for the hips and the core. They really work together. It's hard to separate the two. Really hitting those pretty good today. There we go. Yeah, maybe getting warmed up for another workout, or maybe this is our workout today. Wherever we're at, that's awesome. Nice job just taking some time for yourself here. Got 2 more reps. As we make one healthy choice like this, we're a lot more likely to make other healthy choices. Health is so momentous. Super important that we make regular choices of health. Keep building on that. Find ourselves, maybe we need some help. That's what things like this are for. Right on. Take your way up. You're gonna take a little breather here, maybe just 15, 20 seconds. Let your body relax. You're gonna come through a little circuit now. Maybe getting our heart rate up a little bit here with this one. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty. When you're ready, gonna make our way to some jumping jacks to start out. Ooh. Gotta get a little higher up. Here we go. Okay. So it's nice and easy. Jumping jacks going. Going more for time here. Okay. If you can, up your intensity a little bit, up your pace here. If need be, maybe this is not the best on your knees. Well, you can just bounce softly here. Maybe you work on raising the arms up, bouncing softly here. Maybe you're just light hops on your feet, just trying to be soft through the legs, soft through the feet. Wherever we're at, that's okay. Work on it. Don't want any pain in the joints, especially if we get bothersome knees. Maybe just thinking about, light hopping. Just kind of being springy in our legs, feeling the heels activate here. Okay, about 10 more seconds here. Keep breathing, guys. There we go. Last one here. Good work. Okay, quick little relaxation for about 10 seconds, and we're gonna come high knee run. You're gonna try to get our heart rate up a little bit here, so then we can work on our core strength while we're a little bit tired and out of breath, okay? So just running in place. Again, a variation might be just to be soft knees, just trying to get those heels off the ground even, okay? Otherwise, we're here, running in place. I'm gonna give you cues now to stop. When I say stop, you're gonna lock it in. So stop, lock it in. Let's keep rolling here. There we go, stop, lock it in on that downside. There we go, stop, start. There we go, good work, you guys. Let's go, stop. Notice this down leg is pretty straight, locked in with that glute. Keep it rolling. There we go, stop. Ooh, test your balance, there we go. There we go, almost done with this one. Keep it rolling, keep breathing here, guys. Stop. Ooh, I gotta work on that. There we go, one more here. Keep it up, guys. Stop. Nice. There we go, okay. Gonna make our way down to the ground now. Gonna find some core strength, okay. Gonna progress through some different variations of what we did last set. So again, coming down, finding your low back posture. Again, 1/2 inch to 1 inch from the ground. Gonna bring those legs up. Just find this home base and work on some breathing here now. A little bit deeper with the breath, okay? Again, knees just past the hips. Gonna put a little pressure on the core. From here, if we feel comfortable, gonna bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe a little bit past, okay? Just gonna try to hold here now as we extend one leg out. Taking your time with this. Again, low back stays under control. Here we go, not arching here as we extend that leg out. Not moving the other leg, we're not doing scissors here. Rather keep one leg steady, extending that leg out. There we go. If we want, we can get opposite arm, leg reaching. A little more difficulty here. Again, keeping the low back under control while we reach here. If you need, you can put your opposite arm on the knee here. Maybe we stay here for a couple reps and making sure that opposite arm legs stay put. There we go. Keep breathing, guys. There we go. 2 more here this side. If we're alternating, finish out, even up reps. There we go. Okay, gonna roll over into our plank now. Last exercise here. Awesome work today. Okay, gonna work on holding through some different plank variations. So the last plank, we stayed on our knees. Gonna come up onto your toes if you feel okay with this. Same thing applies though to our core, into the low back posture. Okay, so let's come up. Again, hips not too high off the ground, not here, also not sagging and arching the low back. Finding that middle position where spine is pretty neutral here. Okay, from here we're gonna start rotating between side planks and front plank. So I'm gonna rotate on my right elbow. If we're here, this whole side is steady. Straight line from my shoulder to my heels here. Okay, I'm gonna rotate back to the front, and then I'm gonna rotate to the other side. Again, straight line, shoulder to heel. Just gonna be rotating now, okay? Take your time with this. If you need to just lock in one of the planks, that's okay too, okay? Otherwise, we're moving through this. Taking about 3 to 5 seconds on each side, rotating through here. Keep those hips up, keep control through the core here. Got about 15 more seconds here, guys. Good work. There we go. There we go. There we go. Last plank coming here now. Come to the front. Last side here. There we go. Good work, y'all. Nice job on that. Okay, just gonna make our way to a seated position. If you'd like to be in an upright position or lying on your back, that's an option for you as well. Okay. Otherwise, just gonna take a couple moments to let your heart rate cool. Okay, let your breath settle a little bit. Kind of take some moments of appreciation for the work you just put in. Nice job taking time for yourself. Got about a little over 30 minutes of a good movement session in, kind of prepping your body for whatever else might come your way today. Again, we don't always know what can come our way movement-wise. That's why I like to challenge ourselves with mobility regularly. Kind of getting yourself ready. If we wait till something challenges us, we've never prepared for different challenges, well, we're a lot more likely to injure ourselves, or to, not perform whatever we need to perform. So a lot of this is just preparation for general life or general athletics, whatever that may be. Kind of creating that foundation for healthy movement. So again, just tuning into your breath, watching your breath flow naturally here. Let's try to breathe in through your nose now if you can. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling through your nose or mouth. Maybe closing your eyes, settling in, deepening a little bit of connection with yourself here. Nice, easy breathing here. And breathing in through your nose, exhale through your nose or mouth, and really settle into a full exhale. Seeing if we can lengthen that exhale a little bit here. Start to count your inhale. Again, not forcing it, not trying to get too high of a count, rather just inhaling naturally, counting. And let's exhale for a 2 count longer if possible here. Not doing this in a stressful means if you feel like you're suffocating yourself or you're completely out of oxygen, ease into this. But try to lengthen that exhale if we can, relative to the inhale. And breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the nose or mouth, settling into that full exhale. It's a great exercise to get our body into more of a parasympathetic state, which is kind of like the rest and digest, the opposite of that fight or flight state. Something we can come to day if we recognize ourselves a little bit tense or like you just would like to calm ourselves a little bit. Great way to regulate your nervous system is through the breath. See it as our nervous system or as your mind, kind of both follow through a breathing technique like this. Again, not too forced, and as you need, just floating back into regular rhythmic breaths. Trying at least a couple cycles though, maybe 3 to 8 breaths of that long, extended, full exhale. As your mind wanders, just gently bring your focus back to your breathing, refraining from judgment or critical thought as best we can here. I think that's natural for the mind to wander. You can see it as a win every time you catch yourself and just bring yourself back to the breath. It's not a matter of how long we stayed focused or how long we were able to keep awareness on the breath, but just coming back to that as often as needed, and refraining from that sort of judgment of ourselves here as we do simple exercise like this. Just a couple more moments together here. Again, neck, jaw, forehead are nice and relaxed here. Just letting that body, the mind, your heart calm down a little bit here. Getting some composure. Again, we have no idea what stresses may come our way today. As we prepare ourselves for any stress, we're a little bit more resilient, a little bit more able to navigate stressful times, helping ourselves be healthier, as well as those around us be healthier. Stress can be contagious, but so can peace or equanimity through stressful times. Challenge yourself to exercise that today and into the next couple days. Coming back to this extended exhale as often as needed or as often as you'd like. Let that air out all the way on your next exhale, and then we'll take one big inhale. A little bit bigger now, expanding the rib cage, deepening that inhale, nice and relaxed exhale, just settling into a natural exhale. Let's take 2 more deep breaths like that. Exhale all the way. Again, trying to feel your belly, your rib cage expand on this next exhale, but your chest and armpits might expand a little as well. Big deep breath here. Maybe upright a little bit taller here through the spine. Settling in, if you'd like to stay with this sort of practice, definitely you can tune me out, put it on mute or cancel the screen, and just keep with your meditative or mindfulness practice here. Otherwise, thanks for joining. Have an awesome rest of your day. Way to own it. Got some positive momentum going. Feel free to like or subscribe. That always helps me out. Or you can share this with friends and family. Spread the good vibes. Yeah, if you got any questions, reach out. Otherwise, awesome work today, y'all. Keep it rolling.